Hi, this is Kerry Artak with Wicked Stocks, bringing you your daily Nvidia report for Friday, April 4th, 2025. Let's jump into the charts. I will start with this one, and that is to say that if we close today at 108.35 or lower, in other words, 1% or more below that 109.44 9-month channel bottom, we enter another meaningful longer-term sell signal. By longer term, I'm talking 2 to 3 months to 78.54. Now, I will mention, and if you're not a wickedstocks.com subscriber, you know that the SPY and the Triple Q are testing what I would consider to be kind of the equivalent of 109.44, kind of. They are not in the present testing right now, but likely to test it on Friday. Big support area for both the SPY and the Q. In other words, the S&P 500 and NASDAQ 100 that could contain selling really through the rest of the year. Now, the question is Nvidia leading the sell signal? Will we now see a sell signal, say today, in both the SPY and the Triple Q, and then the three are in lockstep in terms of anticipating continued declines over the next few months? Right now, there's a bit of a kind of a contradiction or a disparity between the two. But let's just talk Nvidia. Nvidia, assuming we close today 108.35 or lower, does set up for 78.54 as a 2 to 3 month downside target. And the daily chart is at 109.45. And you can see it's all in the same area. You've got the weekly chart, once again, 109.44. Take your pick, 109.44, 109.45. That is the channel bottom of the daily and weekly chart. And I'm just assuming by looking at this chart that we are going to close below that today, but who knows? I mean, the volatility is pretty high right now. I will say, we've got 104.77 as an intraday pivot point. Yesterday's high was 105.63, and 104.77 is nothing more than that early March low. We didn't have it marked today, but that is 104.77. You've got minor points preceding it, but that is the level that may contain intraday, possibly daily buying pressures. And yes, holding below that 104.77 level will keep 97.58 in reach today. Now, to call that a target for the day is a bit of a stretch, but I will say that, as I said yesterday, 3 to 5 day objective if we close below 109.45, and we clearly did on Thursday. And so if you're looking at just the daily chart, 97.58 remains a 3 to 5 day target where we could actually bottom out through next week and perhaps round up within a couple of weeks into the 109 handle again, which would once again present a sell opportunity as we move through April and into May, anticipating then a bearish rotation back to 78.54. This is just a scenario that I see as possible. We could also, because of the sell signal, presumably below 109.45 today. And, I just want to reemphasize that our longer-term sell signals are based on weekly settlements. And I have doubted early in this video whether we'll see a settlement today at 108.35 or above 109.45. And so I think you would probably agree with me. We could rally out of here. And if we close above 109.45, I'll get to that in a moment. Everything I'm saying right now is all for naught. But 97.58, I don't have a whole lot to hold this market together today. I got 100.95, 98.84. They're just minor points. 97.58 in reach, able to contain today's selling pressures, good bottom picking territory for day traders, and quite possibly through next week. And if we just settle down here, we're clearly in a long-term sell signal, as I said earlier, below 109.44. We're tentatively in that state right now with yesterday's settlement below it. And assuming we close below 109.45, we are in a long-term sell signal into the 78.54 area. On the way down, 97.58, able to contain weekly lows. But if it looks like we're in a long-term sell signal, we can continue south and close below 97.58. I don't know about today, but over the next few days, certainly possible. And if so, the upper 70s objective, which is down here, you're talking 2 to 3 to 5 weeks. So if we close below below 97.58. Our objective in the upper 70s, just a matter of 2 to 3 weeks away from being tested. 78.54 is a 2-year channel bottom, able to contain selling not only through the second quarter, but even the rest of the year. And from here, we can round up and recover nicely as we continue into later year. That is the dynamic that I'm expecting right now. Now, let's cover the upside today. 104.77, once again, intraday resistance, below which 97.58 in reach, possibly today. It is considered 97.58, a 3 to 5 day objective anyway, with the settlement that occurred Thursday below 109.45. But if we push back above 104.77 today, we could see a nice short cover blast into the 109 handle today. 109.45 is the daily chart, 109.44 is the weekly chart, 109.45 able to contain at least daily highs, quite possibly through next week. And if we fall away from here and close today at or below 108.35, then we enter a long-term sell signal regardless. But if we can close today back above 109.45, I expect continued gains as we move through April and into May. By the end of May or sooner, 133.35. So if we close above 109.45, I see no good reason to be short Nvidia. I see a very good reason to be short Nvidia right now as we continue into May activity. 78.45 likely. This assumes that we close today at 108.35, which I think is a pretty, I don't want to call it a safe assumption, but certainly can play out that way. And if we close below if we close today below 97.58, that is your next sell signal on weakness. Then anticipating, as I said earlier, 78.54 as a 2 to 3 week target. Now, if we can close at 109.45 or higher today, then yes, 133.55 in reach over the next 3 to 5 weeks. But everything is to the downside right now. I would encourage you to go to wickedstocks.com and take advantage of our 5-day free trial, if only to see the triple Q and SPY channels and speed lines that I have illustrated so well in those newsletters and that I articulate in the video. Because if we close below those key price support levels in the triple Q and SPY, then you've got a clear reason. You've got a triple broad market sell signal, one being below the channel bottom 109.44, and then you've got backup confirmation in both the SPY and the triple Q. Okay, so you might want to check that out at wickedstocks.com. You get a 5-day free trial up front where you'll see our daily SPY and our daily triple Q analysis. I think that pretty much rounds it out. Please click like, share, subscribe. I'll be back Sunday afternoon with Monday's NVIDIA report, and you have a great weekend and good trading.